Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. We're proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast. More than just a podcast.
Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. This is More Than Just a Podcast. It is season 13. It is episode 43. We're back again. If you haven't heard 42, go back and listen to it. It's a win and a draw, and it's bloody good show. Bloody good show. We are still with Canning Town. Len, where are you? What are you doing?
Sitting in front of your new painting, watching it dry, doing a podcast of you.
And we still have Nigel on the road. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my van.
Man. There you go. Didn't work last time. Why did it work this time? Anyway, we are trying to do a question time, and we felt a bit sorry for Nigel, even though some people said they preferred it. There's a few people, mentioning no names, Paul Turner, who said they had to switch off. So, Marmite, Nigel. Some people loved it, but some people hated it.
It was a tough gig.
I was about to say,
it was, yeah.
You might have disliked it, but you got to fucking admire him. Talking an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah. Mate, that was. You know, afterwards, like I was a bit worn out, and I thought, how does still do that every week?
Yeah, you're right.
To be fair to him, I know I feel a bit for him, Billy no mates, but it's tough to have no one to bounce off.
Yeah.
It is. It is hard. I mean, yeah, it is hard.
Anyway, you can bounce off us tonight. It's time for...
Yeah. Sean's very bouncy.
Yeah. It's for Facebook Twitter question time, where you, the 8 listeners, get to ask us, the 3 presenters, stuff. And we've only just put the question up, and I think we've got about 5 questions, but I'm sure they will flood in. And today, the master of ceremonies is Canning Town Len. Take it away, Len.
Thank you very much, Sean. It's question time again. First up, the Barchester Hammer, Grant Coxford. Grant says, "Evening all. Good to have Len back. Hope he's feeling better." Well, I am a little bit. I put it down to drinking drugs myself, but the moment I up them, I felt it was, all right. But thank you, Grant. I am feeling a little bit better. If you could introduce one bill in Parliament, what would it be and why? I don't know. That needs a lot of thought, wouldn't it?
Is this a football-related question?
He never does a football-related question, does Grant?
I know what I'd do.
Go on.
I would have one rate of tax. So the more you earn, the more tax you pay.
I like
yeah, that's right.
So
I'm going for that.
And I think the 40% tax rate, the government are mugging us and coining us, because the 40% tax rate ain't gone up in about 10 odd years. Wages have gone up, and you try and live on 40 grand a year in London on your Todd. You can't do it.
No.
You can't do it. So,
talking of that, did you see the picture of Sullivan's girlfriend? I forget what her name is.
Titiana.
So she was in the London Stadium with Keir Starmer like a week ago. What was he doing there?
What, a game?
A game, yeah, a game.
Oh, right. He's an Arsenal fan, isn't he?
I don't know what he was doing there, but yeah, he was. Which is interesting because obviously Sullivan's a big Conservative donor. But anywho,
Right.
yeah, I'll go with your one.
Yeah.
One rate of tax.
Well, no, I just think, and then the funny thing is, when all these people go, the rich can pay more, and you think, but they've worked hard for their money, to be fair.
Yeah, there's
No,
not a
I've
lot of
graft
incentives left.
I graft hard to earn the money I earn. But the government will say, we'll have a bit of that. Thank you very much. Nah.
Cap every season ticket at £100 per year each. There you go.
I'll significantly raise the threshold of VAT. I think that's holding a lot.
So we're all doing
Not
stuff
being
just
self-centered.
personally for ourselves, material things.
It's too late now, anyway.
No,
I
but
think
there's all
anyone in
different
Surrey
taxes.
should not pay tax.
Actually, yeah, but hold up. If imagine this, I know it ain't a political podcast. Why not scrap income tax? Yeah, but put VAT at 40%. And I'll tell you what happens. The thing about that is that if you work in the black market, you know, as perhaps I may have done, you don't pay tax.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a taxpayer now, fully paid up. Fucking hell, boy, do I know it. Anyway, so you don't pay tax, but you pay VAT on everything you buy.
Yeah.
So, if you didn't have income tax, but put VAT up to a position, everybody in the black market would now be paying proper tax, wouldn't
Well,
they?
you know that's what happens in Florida. There's no federal tax. Sorry, not
Yeah.
federal. Yeah, there's
It's
no
just purchase
state
tax.
tax,
Yeah.
income tax in Florida, but it all goes on sales tax. So basically,
Yeah.
all the tourists pay all the sales tax, which means residents of Florida, which is why it becomes a sort of retirement state, don't pay state tax.
No, but just see, like something like that, because they tax us on this. We've got to pay car tax. We've got to pay this tax, council tax.
Anyway, it's not a tax podcast
No, it's
or a
not.
political.
We'll leave
podcast.
that to Ian Dale.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Ian, if you're
yeah.
listening, I've got some good ideas.
yeah, go on.
Grant adds, bonus question from the wife, is Len also Banksy? And you'll be surprised to hear I'm not.
Do you know who Banksy is?
Well, do you know what, right? When I first started going to college, there was a guy there in the next year above me.
Easel.
It might have been 2 years above me. That he was mad on doing stencils and screen printing, and he left to go to Bristol, and he was in. He is now the person the favourite to be Banksy.
What,
if that
is it
makes
called
sense.
Crispin?
I thought he revealed
Which is the guy out of.
his name is Robin or
KLF.
Robbie.
I think it's Massive Attack, wasn't it?
No,
Joined.
was it? Oh, what? The geezer had a massive attack, was it?
Or
I don't know.
was it?
I've heard so many different ones.
Portishead. I can't remember the Bristol beat sound. It was.
Isn't his
Might have been
name
massive attack.
Isn't his name Robbie or Robin?
I don't know. No,
I
that's
thought it
Robin
was.
Banks is a. But we don't know who it is. We can't be for certain, but he's the favourite, and
He
that's who
comes
I
from
suspected
Bristol,
it is,
doesn't he?
right?
No?
We believe so, yeah.
I
But
thought
I think he might. Yeah, but he did come to London into art school in London. But I might be wrong.
yeah.
You know, we don't know this.
Oh,
But
I-
it's not me. It's definitely not me.
yeah.
Why
If
does
it
no
was
one
me, I'll-
see him paint them? That's the bit
Pardon?
that baffles me. Well, he
Was
paints
what, mate?
stuff on the sides of like buildings, yet no one ever sees him doing it until he's done it, and he goes, "Yeah, it's one of mine."
Well, it does it very quickly.
Robin Gunningham is supposed to be his name. Robin or Rob
And is that
Gunningham.
the man I'm talking about? I can't remember people's names. I thought his name
This
was
is
James.
a
to be
name
honest.
that never seems to go away. He keeps on being linked. He once said he was Robbie or Robert Banks, but this name keeps on coming up. Robin Gunnersbury. We'll see.
Anyway.
We'll see whether. Apparently, there's a court case coming up, and he might have to reveal his real name. So there you go. But it's
that'd be
not
interesting.
It's not a Banksy podcast either tonight.
Yeah. Do you like Banksy, Nigel? Sean?
I'm a big Banksy fan. Yeah.
I bet
Because
you
I don't
are.
understand anything about art, it's an easy thing to identify with.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Do you like Banksy?
I
think
don't
Nash,
dislike him.
oh, right, sorry. I was say I
Go
think
on.
Nash is better, but
He might have a good point. Might be, but this is the thing. Yeah.
subjective, isn't it? Art.
Yeah, I mean, as far as execution goes, I'd make you right. I think Nasher might be better.
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
you know,
I don't
it's
think
just not-
Picasso's all that. To be fair, I don't.
Yeah,
think-
this is it. I can't do that, so obviously I've got an admiration for him. I never used to like. I had no time for Andy Warhol until I stopped, and then looking back on it retrospectively about what he's saying about galleries being supermarket shelves, I tend to agree with him now, probably. because I did that at that time. I didn't think I was an artist at all. But now looking back on it, some of the stuff I've done are actually more impressive than a lot of stuff I get credited for now. So maybe you had a point. When you hear about it in the context, you get more context these days. I don't know if you listen to like the Warhol Diaries on Netflix. But you get to know people a bit more. People used to just scratch the surface, 10 minutes with Melvin Bragg. And that was what you got then.
Yeah.
No. It's
Anyway.
not an art podcast anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we've done everything but ask
yeah.
a football questions.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, Dodds is next up, so hold your breath because this might not be about football. Years ago, there was a program called Soap, an American comedy, and they always ended with "Find out in next week's episode of Soap."
Oh yeah, I remember it.
That's not football related. With that in mind, and this is football related somewhat, what happened to Super 6?
Oh, well, funny you should say that. I've not entered a single result, but I know who has. Keith, who sits next to me or just behind me, was doing quite well, but apparently has not scored any points. Nigel, I think you've sort of given up.
Do we have a Munges podcast Super 6 group?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about it.
Well, you must have entered some this year. I've entered none.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, I didn't realise that, actually. I know I joined a group that I paid 20 quid to join, and they've obviously got my 20 quid. Yeah, I forgot all about it.
Do you know what? I don't, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Let's have a look if I can even join. I don't even know whether... Oh, look, I think I can log in. Let's have a look.
If I did it, I'd have restarted.
Here we go. Here we go. We've got 9 members. Rodri Books is leading with 420. Our good friend in 112, Phil Walker, is second with 417.
Wow.
Luke Sharman, I think you know, is third with 399. Mark Matthews down 1, 398. Liam Tyrrell fifth, 393.
Wow.
And here we go.
Well done,
Our good mate, Big Keith, Keith Milton, is down 2 places to 6th place, 392. So there you go, all to play with. There's only 30 points in it. But
that's good. We'll have to keep an eye on that then.
Between Rodri and Phil at the moment, but Luke, Mark, Liam, and Keith are in with a shout.
There's a few there, aren't there?
Oh, look, Mark Murphy, 380. He's 12th place.
Yeah,
Nick Harvey,
right,
14th place, 378.
Dodsy ad.
Dodsy
ads. What happened to the barometer? And when will Sean pronounce a footballer's name wrong again?
Oh yeah, I apologise. Yeah, but talking about Dodds, he's 22nd with 365. So there's a lot of our listeners in it. Gary Prince is in there as well.
There's 90 of them, Sean. I hope, because it's more than just.
Yeah, but we only have 8 listeners. So how can that be?
That is true. Yeah. Perhaps they all invited a friend.
Oh, here we go. Nigel Khan. This is a bit I was looking for.
Right.
Nigel Khan is 59th with 105 points.
That high?
Yeah.
I think
you didn't predict this week. You didn't predict anything.
I ain't done it for months.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Anyway, Dodsy ain't finished there.
Oh, go on.
Because he likes a bit of value. And I'm still talking about the question, by the way, not something else. On TalkSport tonight, I heard Scott Minto say he was signed in the same month as Vivian Foe and Paolo Di Canio. That's correct. I remember that. Who do you all believe was the best 3 signings in one transfer window? Brady out. With 3 Brady's up. Oh, and we had a Brady out and a Sullivan out from Grant. So with 4 Brady's up. 4 from 2. Best 3 signings at once.
In one window.
I like the Bilic first window. That was my favourite window.
Was that Payet signed?
Yeah.
Who was signed in that same window?
Antonio.
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy we got from Chelsea. Antonio was the worst signing. Work that out. Well, the weakest signing. The guy we got, Abraham. Is his name Abraham? Was it from Chelsea? Left back or right back was it?
I'm trying to remember. It was June
15.
2015 that we signed Payet.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good
Um,
window.
I'm trying to work out who we signed.
We signed Lanzini on loan that window.
Did we? Yeah. Did we?
Was Adrian? Was he that win? No. Adrian was under Big Sam, wasn't he?
Okay.
Anyway,
here we go.
enjoyed it.
Here we go. I've just got it. Arrivals: Payet,
Yep.
Abona, Antonio,
Yeah, Abona.
Belgium was before that.
Yeah.
Obiang.
Obiang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Bryant, we missed that one. Jelovic, we missed that one. Darren
He was
Randolph
all right, Jelovic.
was a free transfer.
He done
Alex
all right.
Song was a loan transfer.
Alex Song, man.
And also Victor Moses came in. But
Victor
you're right.
Moses. I said
Loan,
Victor Moses.
Lanzini came in.
That's
I
a
as
good
well.
like Moses.
window.
It was. But yeah, if you take Obona, Payet, Antonio, and maybe I thought Obiang was a really good signing actually.
Yeah.
Take 3 of those 4 really. So yeah, good shout then.
Right. That's Dozzy come up with. Brace yourself. Next up's Adam Leatherbarrow. You know how fucking tangent he goes on.
Artson and Kitson, they're the best 2 for me.
Yeah,
but it's
but
3.
the best 2.
I can't
You said
think
3 though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When did we sign
that.
Kitson?
Well, Artson and Kitson came together.
98 was it?
96?
November
No,
96.
Might have been 95.
Oh, that's-
No, 95. I think it was 96. March 96.
March, that's right, not November.
Yeah,
Fucking
90.
96 March. February,
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
Anyway, get ready for the fucking Leatherbarrow waffle.
Um,
Evening, chaps. Hope you are all well. I'm going to be
February
cheeky.
97, by the way. It was on the last day of the transfer window.
97 was it?
Yeah.
Right, go on. Okay.
I'm going to ask 2 questions tonight. Don't ask and you don't get right. Well, you caught me in a good mood, Adam. Interesting developments about bringing a new investor to acquire 25% of the club. I think this is the right way for club ownership to have multiple rich owners, and I do believe this is Sullivan has always said when he first purchased West Ham with Gold. What are your thoughts about a potential new investor coming in? I'd like just one person, to be honest.
Yeah, a few other people have said that.
Question
Yeah, I'm
2.
not a fan.
Nah. Sean, are you not a fan?
What?
Would you
I think you can have a consortium now with a number of rich investors, billionaires, and bringing another investor in. I think is quite a good model.
Sean don't care as long as Sullivan's still there.
Yeah. So he gets his questions answered. Like we don't know. This is the podcast where people look after themselves. Anyway. Question 2. If you had to boost West Ham's commercial revenue, what country would you want the club to go for in the pre-season tour to encourage this? In my opinion, he would choose Mexico, one of the top 10 countries for economic growth, a passionate football nation with a big North American clubs, and we have a Mexican international we could use, like Spurs use Sun for career tours. Sorry for the waffling, keep up the good work, all the best, Adam. Now, I'm going back to his question 2. I've got a funny hunch that the signing of
But wait. I just want
Go
to
on.
quickly add in. Steve Lomas was the 3rd one signed in that window, Nigel. So there's your 3rd, Steve Lomas.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
that's
Sorry,
all
carry
right,
on.
innit? Yeah, he's, as a free, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think there was a certain amount of commercialism to that, and that went wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
So, what do you think about a country for a European tour?
I've got a novel idea.
I think Mexico would be good. I'm getting married in Mexico in December, so we should definitely do
It won't
a.
be then. I think they should try a country that they haven't tried for a long time. England.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
You know,
They
we got-
like football there.
It's the birthplace of organised football. You know, there's 70 odd million now. We could go around. We can pop into Scotland, say hello like we used to.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So,
Right, next up, man for the 70s, Jason Backhouse. Actually, Adam, you're lucky, arsehole lucky that I asked 2 questions because you didn't give us a fucking Brady out. Fucking is, so we down, we're 1 under par now with Brady outs. Jason Backhouse, evening gents. How good did we look on Thursday? Just proving the point that starting on the front foot with an attacking line-up makes such a difference for us. Stop it, the pair of you. Sorry, the cats are fucking whistling at each other. And even yesterday, again, starting on the front foot and attacking from the outset. I know Villa came back into it after the break, but for me, taking Antonio for Johnson was a bad substitution at the wrong time. Totally agree with all of that. On to my question. Thank you, Jason. Do you think Moyes sees a different game to the rest of us when he starts with an attacking line-up and he sits on the bench gagging to bring on a defensive player? I think he's just a fucking defensive addict. Really. He loves defending. Can't wait to do it. How about you two? Sean might have disappeared.
No, I'm not disappeared.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'll say that. What was the question again? Because that dragged on a bit. Sorry.
It did, didn't it? Basically, Jason says, "Do you think Moyes is a wanker?" Really?
Oh, that's
no. What he
hard.
says is,
No.
What it says is, answer me question: do you think Moyes sees a different game to the rest of us
Yes.
when he starts with an attacking line-up and he sits on the bench gagging to bring on a defensive player?
Yes.
What are his motives? That's what he's trying to ask you.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he sits there. I think he's got a way. The thing is, results-wise, he has been successful, and I think this is his stubbornness, though.
Yes.
Is that he sees he's been his brand of success.
Yes.
Yeah?
It was almost like he needs to be seen to engineer the result.
Yes. So therefore, he will stick to what he does. Now, sometimes needs must, and he will make a change. Generally, when it's attacking wise, that change pays off, but he still then reverts to type. That's what frustrates me with him.
Yeah.
There's
Which
no
is
need.
that is the Moyes problem in a nutshell.
Yeah. Don't mean I want to sack
Right,
him,
next up.
but you know, yeah, I'm not.
No, I wanted to stop doing it, but if he's not going to stop doing it, it's not sacking him. If his contract runs out and he's still a stubborn
that's
man,
true.
you're left with a juncture to make a decision.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up, Neil Edwards. And going back to the question about multiple ownership, that can't make choosing a fucking manager easier, can it?
No.
Next up, Neil Edwards. I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed watching us play the second half of the Burnley game through to the Freiburg and Villa games. I agree. You could argue Moyes had little choice for Burnley's second half and Freiburg game, but he started positive against Villa. He did. And it was great to see. It was. If he continues in this more positive vein, is there enough to turn the Moyes out people around, you think? Well, I'm one of them, yeah, and he could turn me out if he carries on doing it. But if he makes that substitution like he does Sunday, then when the time comes, I might have a change of heart.
I'd like to know if it was because Antonio was carrying something. Because if it was, all right.
I think he's done wrong. He's been
No,
playing
but
well.
I said before, I still don't. It's still, you know, I was sitting there and I think I said, like, this is why he loses people.
Yeah.
Because it baffled the like that.
Right, yeah, he finished off with cheers, chaps, and let's all enjoy the rest of the season. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
Brady out. Thank
Not long
you,
to
Neil.
go to the end of the season, is there?
No, there's not.
10 games, 5 home
Missed a
games.
lot of them.
Make everyone count, Len.
I'm trying.
Well, you need to go to them to make them count.
Well, I can't help that if I can't get there if I'm not feeling very well, but there you go.
Have some vitamin C.
Oh, that'll do it, wouldn't it? Fucking vitamin C, that kills COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, now, next up, Ben Ashford. Evening, lads. What is it with Moyes and not playing players who are in form and then playing players out of form? For example, when Suchek was off it for so long, he constantly played him. He did. But with Ings showing promise recently, like I just said, he can't get a game. Yet previously he played Ings when he was dreadful, although the system didn't help him, granted. There are other examples. Ben Rama and Fornell spring to mind. What are your thoughts? Brady out. Well, I'll tell you what my thoughts are. When we're playing with our best, well, let's coin the term on the front foot like you use. When we did that, and when we've done that in the last 3 games, players that have been criticised like Antonio, Suchek and Kufel look much better players, which leads you to believe they're not really comfortable in a defensive role. So, but what do you lot think about what is it about players in and out of form? Sean, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry, I've been having problems with my microphone. I think. I mean, Antonio, I thought which shows, suddenly he's picked up. I thought Danny Ings after the Brentford game showed a lot of promise, and I'm surprised he didn't get any time. So I think we are seeing. I mean, I think that Antonio can take us a long way. I mean, Kudos is back into form from the African Nations Cup. Paquetá's sort of coming back there. Alvarez has been solid all the way through. But I think Antonio's got a place to play, and maybe Danny Ings has too. With Alvarez out, and maybe a few other knocks and things before the end of the season, we should be using those, if you want to call them fringe players. And I do think that Danny Ings and Antonio have got to play a part to play in the last 10 games, and in the Europa League.
Yeah.
We've lost Nigel, by the way.
Oh, sounds like it. Right. So this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Next up, Daniel McClelland. Hi, guys.
As you know, I've got to go out and pick someone up.
Yeah,
So
no, I'll be quick.
You could be doing your own.
I could do the Nigel one.
Yeah,
How
you
do
could
I
be
finish
doing
the
Nigel.
podcast?
Yeah.
Right. Hi, guys. Who would you say would be your most underrated player for West Ham from all time? So a player that you thought was good, but the other fans didn't give credit. Or even the other way around, the player fans loved, but you didn't get the hype. Well, I can tell you who that is the player the fans loved, but didn't get the hype. Stuart Robson.
All right.
I thought he was a fucking completely slowed the attacks down. Underrated for me, Diafrasaka, good call that, or Hayden Mullins.
Yeah. Hayden Mullins was a lot. He was. How about Christian Daly?
He weren't underrated.
He was the love of my life, oh Christian Daly. I'd like you shout
Hayden
my
Mullins
wife,
can't
oh
be
Christian
considered
Daly.
Overrated if he kept Mascherano out.
Who was it who got signed for Real Madrid?
Faber.
Julian Faber.
I feel better now, lads. I've just gone through passport control. I am back north of the river.
Oh, fine.
Wonder why you lost you. We don't. You're out of Surrey now.
Yeah, that's it.
Overrated, struggling a bit more with this one, but I never got the hype with Ben Rama. No, well, I never thought he was Premier League standard, to be honest. Thought he was greedy and didn't offer much. There you go. What about you two? Overrated or underrated players?
Well, I think we've said a few. Underrated, overrated. Freddie Lundberg. Kieran Dyer.
Overrated or underrated?
Overrated. Who else did we put? Alex Song.
Alex Song?
Overrated, yeah.
You thought?
I thought he was a lot of hype. And what did he really do for us? Had a few.
He was fucking great. What
was he really? Did he change around our season? I'll tell you one overrated. Hang on. I'll give you a big underrated. Calvin Phillips.
Alex Song turned up. We had our best ever Premier League season.
All right. Calvin Phillips, overrated.
possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
There you
But
go.
the
There's
thing
your
is with
answer.
all right. But the thing is with Calvin Phillips, we've only got a season and a half. Well, 2 seasons intermittently under a manager at Leeds United, which is his own club, with a manager which is fucking pelted forward.
Yeah.
No one saw enough of him to
Well, your mate David
informed
Moyes
decision.
insisted.
Well, there you go. This is it. His wish list isn't looking too good, is it?
Yeah.
More bad decisions from him. Anyway, next up we've got a first time questionnaire.
Ooh.
First time questioner, long time listener, and that is Matt Crawley. Creepy. We have to Crawley. We have to call him Creepy. Have to give his Delta Character name. It's
I
Creepy.
like that. Creepy story.
Excuse me. I'm happy with our league position, and that we are still in Europe too. I think that is this in spite of Moyes and the board, and not because of them. Do you agree? Absolutely. And he's give us a Brady out, which is always great for first time. So we're still 1 under par with the Brady outs. What do you think? Do you think it's all in spite of Moyes and the board, or because of
No,
them?
come on.
No. Well, it's not point asking you. We know what you're going to say. What about you, Nigel?
No, I don't think it's a win in spite of Moyes. I think Moyes has had this team long enough now, and these players will play for him. They do. They play for him.
I don't.
You know,
I
this
think you're
is
right
his
there.
team.
I don't think they mind him at all. I think they
Yeah.
like him.
No.
Here's the thing that really pissed me off, right? Be consistent, right? And this is not a dig at Nick, but it is, right? You
Nick's
can't-
not the only
hang on.
person who's
I know
fucking
he's
Moyes
not.
out. You know, he's
I
just
know.
manifesting him.
All I'm going to say is, when you lose, right, you blame the manager, but when we win, you credit the players. You can't have it both ways. If the
can.
manager, no, you can't. That's
If you can,
disingenuous.
but if you've got facts that can back up your case, you can.
No,
And
it's
he
just
does
making
look-
an agenda to
Moyes
fix
does
it.
give you evidence.
That's being
don't give
I'm
it.
using
Look,
a thing.
how can
That's being
you
agenda
fucking
fluid.
talk about
It's
agendas
agenda
for fuck's
fluid.
sake?
Agenda fluid.
How can you talk about
Agenda
agendas? For
fluid.
fuck's sake, you.
Agenda-
Now shut up. Go and pick your fucking wife up. Go on.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
The only
Are you
bit I
still
struggle
there,
with
Nigel?
In that, yeah, I'm still here. Even though I'm nearly home, so I'll have to stop in a minute.
All right.
The only thing I'd say about it that does get is I do chuckle when the ultras Moyes out, which I don't think you are ultra Moyes out, but when they say, when we have a good win, see, we were right.
Yeah, but it does come from more attacking football.
Yeah, well, we do win
So-
games. Yeah, but Moyes is still the manager.
Do you know, all round from both sides, there should be, and this is what I hate about. You won't notice it so much being at the game. Me missing the last few games. The commentary, you've never heard, and I watch all the football. We're the only team they just constantly talk about the manager all the time with the commentary. And he drives out the fucking wall.
I think the media, we got the sycophants like the Jim Whites of this world, and even the Geordie or the Hartlepool boy on Jeff Stelling and that.
Yeah.
And the play, and the only funny thing is, I see Don Hutchison copped a bit of flack, and it was funny how when they talk about managers, like they say, the fans at another club, Newcastle, wouldn't put up with a manager like that. But then they then ask the question, well, West Ham Boo Boys, what you going to say now? You've won this game, and you think, well, 2 weeks ago, when discussing managers of other clubs, you said, oh no, they wouldn't want that style of manager. And there is something to, I get it. I do find it funny when they go, Moyes never gets talked about when big job's coming up. Well, he ain't gonna, because he went to Man United and he stuffed his lines. So
He
ain't
took
gonna
Sunderland
get
down,
talked
if you
about.
don't mind.
And we are the biggest club at the end of the day that he will get. And if he walks away, he ain't getting a bigger club than us.
No.
He ain't.
He's not.
So, that's why I don't think he will walk away. All this bollocks or whatever. He
Nah.
ain't going to walk away from a good thing. If they put a contract on the table, he's signing it.
Of course he does. It don't get better than that.
Yeah.
We were fucking Paul.
Yeah.
Look, Moyes has been playing, going. He's one of the longest managers in history. They're going on about we should be grateful for this cup. It's his first cup. It's not me and yours. We've seen our team play at Wembley 3 times
We've
in.
seen it.
Yeah, it's not. And do you know what?
In 18
Something happened in the week, right? For one reason or another, I had to do a bit of research on the 2005 playoff final, of which you played Preston, right? And I watched the for the life of me, I couldn't remember who was playing because we played twice in 2 years there because we lost the first playoff, didn't we?
That's right, yeah.
Anyway, I played it and then it went on to a roll, and there's some Preston fans talking, and on the commentary they both said the same thing. Moyes was at Preston at the beginning of that season, right?
That's correct.
And they said their form and their style of play improved when he left. No one talks about that, do they? When you think about it, he's arsehole lucky, Moyes, to get the Everton job, let alone the West Ham job.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I do remember I think he'd got Preston into the playoffs the year before. And they
Is that
got
right?
beaten penalties. And I think they got knocked out. I don't think they got the win, to Cardiff. I think they got beat on penalties.
Yeah. I think it was Irvine who was the manager we played against, wasn't it?
No. It's a little Scottish geezer, Billy something.
That's what, mate.
He went to Derby as well.
Billy McKinley?
No, it's not Billy.
I'm thinking little Scottish guy. That's what made me think of Irving, but I don't think
Yeah,
it was that small.
Little Scottish guy, and he went to Derby. He had a cut, to be fair, and then I don't know where he's gone. He disappeared.
Oh well.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
let's move on from Moyes.
He succeeded at Preston, but not to a great extent.
Yeah, not to a great extent. Right. And then following that, Everton, massive club, despite what people think, then gets recommended by Ferguson to be Man United, probably the biggest club in the world, arguably. Then to go, then Sunderland, a massive fucking club. I don't think people understand that. And West Ham, fucking hell. They're saying that we should be fucking grateful. That's a fucking... He ain't done a lot to fucking deserve all that. Let's be honest. To win your first fucking cup last summer against the cup, teams that you should be winning. When you're pointing a finger at us saying, be careful what you wish for, works both ways. Anyway, I'm going to move on from him. Next up, Ted Sexton. Evening, gents. 2 goals ruled out. Some would say 3. What is your view on this? Well, we've already spoke about that. One for Nigel on your one-man show last week, which was very entertaining, thank you. You mentioned the possibility that Johnny Byrne could have been in the 66 squad, but for an injury. I thought he was in the squad.
I lost you there.
Oh, sorry, mate. This is Ted Sexton. He said...
Hello, Ted.
I don't know if you heard, but he said your one-man show was awful last week. No, he didn't. He said, and he said, thank you. You mentioned the possibility that Johnny Byrne could have been in the 1966 squad, but for an injury. Do you think, had he been there, the team lineup could have been different? Yes. Hope Lenny's 100% fit now. Not 100%, but we're getting there. Yeah. Painting of kudos is impressive. Thank you very much. Now, I thought he was in the 66 squad.
No, he wasn't. No,
weren't he?
Wasn't in the squad. No, injury cost him his place.
Wow.
And I think it was 67, 68. We sold him back to Palace. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I got a funny theory about this. Is that I actually think that if Johnny Byrne had been fit and firing, he'd have got the nod in front of Jeff Hurst once.
Probably, yeah. Probably. He makes no secret of that, Jeff Hurst. He said it wasn't even the best striker at West Ham.
No, he weren't. Johnny Byrne.
He puts Brian Deere above him as well, I think.
Well, possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Easy to say when you've got the World Cup and an
To be
actually
fair
ball on the
to
side.
Jet Hurst, you know, he it was weird because I completed the hat-trick heroes of West Ham studies.
Right.
So I've got the records all down of every hat-trick scored by a West Ham United player since 1900. And Jeff Hurst, I think he's second in the all-time charts for hat-tricks.
For hat-tricks.
Yeah, for West Ham.
Did you count that double hat-trick as 1 or 2?
No, that's counted as 1. But what
Yeah.
I did 3, so I did hat-tricks, and then I also counted, so 13 players scored 4 goals for West Ham. I
Right.
think it's about 4 or 5. No, 2 have got 5, I think, and 2 have got 6. So, Vic Watson leads the way. 14 hat-tricks.
Yeah, that don't surprise you, does it?
Yeah.
Are you at home? Right. Do you want to take over for questions, or
No,
was it a
you
bit
can.
difficult? Right, there's a few more. Right, where does he? Right. Next up, Ian Gravitt. Evening, gents. Hope you're all well. I went yesterday with 2 friends with whom we all share a love of West Ham since our first game against Bournemouth at home in the 1989-90 season.
Oh, yeah.
This was the first time we all travelled together to our new stadium. My friend Andy Hicks was spot on in the fact that this was no Upton Park and the day trippers create no atmosphere. A lot of them don't even sing the anthem. I, for one, was bloody annoyed at the referee, even bursting out the referee's a wanker. Areola's long kicks are poor. Why doesn't at least one of our attacking players stay near the halfway line? Why do we pull everyone back into our half? Leave Paqueta in the middle of our half and then the opponents are attacking. We are going to go again from me, Andy Hicks and Robert Burgess. Great show, lads. Brady out. Don't really see a question now, to be honest. I mean...
No.
And he's even underneath, he says, just a quick other question, where do you all sit? So what was the original question then? Actually,
yeah.
where do we sit? I forgot our block.
214.
Right, 214 we sit, Ian.
Sean is in 113.
Yeah.
Yeah, 113.
If you want to, you know.
I don't know where Johnny Bucci
there's a
is.
Brady out there.
There you go.
Well, John Bucci is...
240 something, I think.
Yeah. Is
No.
he? No, he's
No,
not.
he's
220 something.
220 something.
Yeah. He's behind like the scoreboard thing,
Yeah.
I think. Not the best of views.
Well, he's only been there 3 times.
That might be right there. Right, next up, Mick Clifford. And he says, evening chaps, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to miss Alvarez, not only versus Newcastle and Tottenham, but even more so in Leverkusen. He'll be missed massively in Germany. My question to each of you, and I've got a funny feeling I know what you're going to say, Nigel. Which one player did we miss most in a deciding game or couple of games? His would be Payet when he was injured versus Everton. I've got a feeling that would be yours, Nigel.
Funny enough, that's just the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, off
Yeah,
the top of
Payet.
your head, can you remember the results that followed that?
Yeah, funny that. He's obviously he got injured in the Everton game,
Yep.
which was 1-1. James McCarthy done him, I believe. We then lost 4-1 to Tottenham, drew 0-0 with West Brom, drew 0-0 with Stoke at home. Trying to do this off the top of my head. We drew with Villa, who were bottom of the table.
Yeah, it was 17
0-0 with
points I think
Swansea.
they got in the end.
Yeah, that's right. 17 points they went down with one of the worst goals. And I forgot the Man United 0-0 away, which generally would be a good result.
Yeah,
it
it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad. But we finished it off with a 2-1 win against Southampton. before
Yeah.
Payet was back in the 2-0 win at home to Liverpool,
Yeah.
where we did the double over Liverpool.
We
for
did
the,
that season for the first
yeah.
time, possibly
Well,
ever.
first time. That is a good question. So in 1963, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I believe the last time we won at Anfield. God, did we win at home that year?
Probably not knowing us.
63, none, probably not Liverpool. So we beat them in September, and then at home. Well, we did. We beat them 1-0.
We
There
did.
you go.
There you go.
18th
Take it
of
all
January.
back, Mr. Greenwood.
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad
But
going.
he was remembering when we nearly lost Billy Bonds for the 1980 FA Cup
Oh,
final
in the
for
Birmingham
fighting with
game.
Colin Todd, and
Colin
getting
Todd,
sent
yeah.
off.
Kirbishley's return. That
He
game.
was. He was talking about that. He was telling me about that.
It was quite funny, that game, because obviously it should have been played Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and he
No.
got sent off for fighting with Colin Todd and nearly missed the cup final. And I don't know if we did, like, we scheduled some other games in to make sure, or whether to make sure he didn't. I don't know if there was a bit of jiggery pokery by the club to put in to get an extra game put in time, because we had games in hand that needed to be played, and we got one of them put in, so he missed the requisite amount of games. Yeah, because we still had one game, wasn't it, after the cup final, I think,
Against
Sunderland.
Sunderland?
Away. Yeah. If we'd have beat Sunderland, Chelsea would have gone up, and Pop Robson wouldn't.
Yeah.
Not saying we did our mate a favour.
No. But it looked like
Chelsea didn't go up. Yeah.
Especially when there was televised in the changing room after with Pop Robson.
Yeah.
seen
And well,
that
the funny thing
television
about
footage?
that was Jeff Hurst was the Chelsea manager
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
So
Now, Mick has answered that question I asked him a few weeks back. He said,
right.
Len, you asked about book sales after it was in the club shop. Well, the answer is, I don't know, to be honest, but I doubt it could have sold less. Or could it? Now, I was saying to you before, we got cut off, if you haven't guessed, really. My point was, I think, speaking from personal experience, he might have enjoyed that project if he was in total control of the project. And sold it independently, because I think you would have got the support of the fan base selling it independently.
I don't know. I think perhaps me and you, obviously we see it differently. We're of the same mind. We prefer control over anything. I think a lot of people, when we know the amount of times people have approached, how can I get this into the club? How can I do this? How can I do that? And I think a lot of people would like the kudos of having it in the club shop. If you get
This is true.
Yeah, that actually, they love West Ham, and they're more than happy, and they'd be proud to see something that they've created being sold in the club shop. Now, naturally, I don't know about cynical, but I look at the club shop as and the people running it as part of the problem.
Yeah.
As such, and I wouldn't want them to earn a shekel off of me more than they do.
No, I would have done it myself. I think you'd have more satisfaction out of it as well.
Yeah, we're both the same in a way. We'd rather sell less and do it under our own steam than having to give up control.
Yeah.
And let other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're better off to be a cult classic rather than a big fucking seller and everyone taking their share.
Yeah.
People want to always take a bit of credit for it. It's your project, Nick.
Yeah.
Anyway. Next up, Chris Mills. Evening, gents. Hope you're all well.
Super Chris Mills.
Super Chris Mills. Sorry, Chris. All you do after going football now is discussing poxy VAR and how shit it's becoming for match-going fans. 5 minutes 37. with us having to constantly put up with this bollocks on top of the Poxy Stadium experience, do you think there will finally be a huge drop in season ticket renewals this year?
I don't know, but the thing that gets missed about that 5 minutes and 37 seconds was the fact that it came 6 minutes into injury time because of the previous sort of VAR hold ups with the first goal that got chalked off.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't say I ever thought I'd see a football clock click round, I think, to like 105 minutes. I think it went past.
Do you think season renewals are going to be affected this year?
I don't know. I don't want to go in, you know, people, I've ranted enough about VAR. You know, you think, oh, but there's a bit of me thinks, nobody sat the fans down, really, and asked for it. Lee Clayton, for people who don't know, used to be head of TalkSport, was a print journalist. He's a big West Ham fan, is Lee Clayton, yeah. And he complained about VAR. And I thought that's a bit rich. And whenever media, and not Lee as such, I don't know what his thoughts on VAR was, but VAR was brought in. It was a media-driven agenda. It was media-driven by the TV companies and like that. This is going to be the great answer. And if you ask match-going fans, is it a benefit of football? It's not. It's a hindrance. So how do we get rid of it? How do we get rid of it?
Get relegated twice.
Well, no, because they haven't got it in the Championship, have they?
Get relegated once then.
So that's how you get rid of it. And it's just, I don't, you know, I mean, without going up on a rant, I just look at these fan organisations like the Football Supporters Association and think, when have you ever come out and said anything about VAR? This is possibly the biggest thing affecting match-going fans now that we complain about the most. VAR and what it does to the match experience. It is destroy, not destroying. That's a tough word, but you know, but it is slowly killing, like putting another nail in the coffin of attending games. And it's changing football for the worse. And nobody seems to have and the fact that everyone shrugged their shoulders and goes, well, it's here now, isn't it? Well, no. You know, the problem we got is, there's two, you think of all the referees now that are employed, that wouldn't be employed because of VAR. Because, you know, you've got two referees. You know, it took 3 referees at least to come to that decision in 6 minutes. Yeah. You know, years ago, they blew the whistle, they give the goal. The referee's decision was final. That's how football was played. And the thing is, it's like when the managers go on about it, and you think, it's because of people like you, Jurgen Klopp, that forever complained about referees' decisions, that we ended up with VAR. So a lot of people have got to look at themselves.
It is a cartel, though. It is the Premier League, the clubs involved in it, and make the choices about what's going to happen with it. We are kept in the dark. It's fucking not right. I want to pick Chris Mills up about this comment about, do you think there'll be a huge drop in season ticket renewals? I'm going to put, right, a conspiracy theory to you, right? Would Karen Brady, is this news that Sean comes out with about Brady backing David Moyes, would they renew his contract to fix the wrongs that they did with the +2? So some people, the ones that say, I wouldn't renew the season ticket, right? Would she use that to sort of right the wrongs, to sort of get claw back some of the season tickets that were oversubscribed? I bet she would. She wouldn't care.
I don't know if they would appoint Moyes for that reason. I think there's obviously a lot of clawing back going on of the season tickets to try and get the match day sales, because games sell out. I think it was the Brentford game that it was really low, the attendance.
Yeah.
And the game had sold out, and it went to like ticket exchange. I think the story was there was approximately 15,000 tickets relisted for that game on ticket exchange.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
great,
I
was it?
think a lot of it was actually people didn't like the football, funny enough.
Yeah.
And we turned it on against Brentford to win. So I wouldn't put it past them, I suppose, but I don't think they would do it for that reason. Funny enough, I don't think flying round and trying to walk the club about and sell. I think this adds to the if someone did come in, I think that would possibly make getting rid of Moyes look likely to happen.
Yeah.
If like a new set of eyes may come in,
Yeah.
and that as a sop to him, if he turned around and said, "Look, we need to do this," as he said, if they can, this new investor was willing to buy 25% of the club, they may give him operational control like they did at Man United with Ratcliffe. And then therefore, there's talk that Ten Hag's not Ratcliffe's man, and that he'd be looking to move Ten Hag on. That's what happens if you look when we changed ownership in 2006. New manager came in, changed ownership in 2010. Months later, new manager comes in.
Yeah.
So
a new brush sweeps clean, Nigel.
Yeah. So it's, and I think that may add to the confusion around Moyes.
Yeah.
So it could be a double-edged, well, not double-edged, like a double. I suppose for many it may be a double win. Because we're watering down the Sullivan ownership, getting a new investor, and Moyes will move on. I think the longer the Golds and the Sullivans have got their shares, the safer Moyes is in his job.
Definitely. Anyway, Chris adds, I'll always renew while I can afford it, but it's a fucking painful experience sometimes. Have the club got any plans to do anything to improve the dump? Or is that prick Brady still only interested in the corporate mob? By all accounts, even that is terrible now. Now, I've heard that. A lot of complaints about the corporate thing.
Yeah.
Lot of
Well,
complaints.
the big thing about moving here, obviously, was to increase the, at Upton Park, they'd maxed out their corporate. I believe it was 2,600. There they could have 3,200. But a lot of it, obviously, because they had 70 boxes at Upton Park. Well, they've only got 16 there, but it's the lounges where they can get the money. And they're charging more for the lounges per person they charge for the boxes at Upton Park. So but the quality of the experience is definitely not what was laid out pre-move. Let's put it like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've heard the foods. Well, I've had the food, but I've heard the foods nosedived as well, and it weren't that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
It ain't fine dining.
No.
I mean, here's a funny thing. So if you take, mine and Sean's American friends, John.
Yeah.
Who took us to Gordon Ramsay. And he's took 5 of us, picked up the bill. Now, we've gone to a Michelin star restaurant and had a fantastic night out for probably a fifth of the cost of what it costs to have a box with finger food at the London Stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, how much must that cost then?
Yeah, well, I think a box at the London Stadium with finger food. I'm going back a few. I think it was about 16 grand.
Like that.
For one game. Yeah, you can go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, you know, for cheap. Well, obviously a lot. As I say, I think it's
Yeah.
about a fifth of the price.
Mm.
So you tell where I don't get where the money goes. Well, you know, how they justify the experience for what they charge.
Mm.
I don't
Well,
know.
Chris Mills finishes with Brady out, Sullivan out, so that will answer that
Mm.
question for you.
Yeah.
Right, next up, Nick Harvey. Hey up, gents. Brady out, Sullivan out, Moyes out. We're well in hand with the Brady outs now. Freiburg on the front foot from the first minute, and their finishing was excellent. Freiburg offered very little, but it was nice to see Creswell have a decent game in Europe. Aston Villa. A classic game of two halves. Villa poor in the first half, and we weren't bad. Second half, Villa got onto the front foot, and we sat back and invited pressure, with the inevitable happening. After Antonio departed, we really struggled, which is no surprise. But yes, Moyes needs to take responsibility for not having an Antonio replacement after all this time. Yes, good point, that. I don't know about the FA investigating Paqueta's yellow cards, but I'd be investigating Alvarez's yellow cards the way he's been picking them up. Well done to Nigel for his solo question time last week, which I did for 10 minutes. Not knowing. Have you gone again, Nigel?
No, I'm still here, mate.
Oh, fucking, I thought you'd gone again then.
Nah, still here.
Which was very enjoyable listening. After all, who miss Sean when he never listens to most of the questions and just plays annoying clips about Moyes. Questions, finally. 1. He's got 3 of them. 1. How bad a miss is Alvarez going to be? In my view, we miss him as much as we did Paqueta, albeit for different reasons. I think, personally, I think he'll be the biggest miss out of all the team. Do you think so?
No,
Under the circumstances.
I'm beginning to think Alvarez would be the biggest miss.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think he's the biggest miss,
So,
Alvarez.
Yeah, I do. I think Alvarez would be the biggest miss.
So
Actually, I think
Alvarez
we
would
could
be
live
the
with.
biggest miss.
Yeah, I do.
I think we could
What he
replace
said
Paqueta.
Paqueta, did he not? Yeah, I think.
No, he said he'll miss him as much as we did Paqueta, albeit for different reasons.
Right.
So when Paqueta was out, I think we miss
I
Alvarez
see
more.
what he's saying. Yeah, I do. I think we'll miss. I think if you look, it's pretty obvious. Calvin Phillips, whatever, you know, there's a player there somewhere, which is where it's probably still in Leeds.
Yeah.
Then, you know, Paqueta, that we could probably function without him. He does a lot of work with the ball, you know, but he does walk about a bit, and I don't know, you know, I'm not knocking the blokes. I think he's got fantastic talent and his control of the ball, and his link up play with Kudus and actually his link up play with Emerson is fantastic between the three of them now. But I still think if I was going to pick one player that I'd want to play every game, it would be Alvarez.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Now, we also asked, does JWP actually have a role to play in Moyes ball, or is he now destined to be a bench warmer? Time will tell, I suppose, doesn't it?
Well, it's a pity. You know, they don't have special teams like they have in America, you know, and we could have brought him on for that free kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that'd have been a bit better.
Yeah. Time will tell with that one.
Yeah.
I don't think he was the best signing.
I don't think he's a bad signing.
No, I don't. But for £30 million for Moyes, that to be Moyes' number one signing, I think that's great. Is
that right? Is that what we paid for him? 30 million?
Apparently, yeah.
Maybe then. I just think that he strengthens the squad, not so much the first team. You know, I think when you look at it, I don't think if we're picking our best 11, he would be in it. He's probably in our best 13.
Mm.
You know, but that's football is depending, isn't it? It's like a 16-man game now, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. If you intend to use them.
Yeah.
I'm sure them Moises like that. But anyway, question 3. And who thinks we'll have a new investor by the start of the season? And just for good measure, we'll say it again, Sullivan out and Brady out. Do you think we'll have a new investor by the start of the season? I do.
I'm not too sure, you know. I'm not too sure.
If we
the
don't...
the thing about people when they want to buy a football club is they do want total control over it.
Yeah,
like
they want it
billionaires
on their own terms.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you know, Ratcliffe will do what he did with Man United. One, because he's a Man United fan, and two, he got total control. But let's not get it right. He spent a year trying to buy 100% of Man United.
Yes.
So, you know, what they've done is they've come to a compromise. In a way, much the same as how Gold and Sullivan bought West Ham. People forget they only coughed up 50% of the money, and did a deal with the Icelandic bank, who kept the other 50% on the proviso that if Gold and Sullivan can do well with West Ham, that'll drive the share price up. And when the Icelandics sell the shares, they'll get a better return for their money than selling it in one lump sum. So, which they were bailed out at. But these billionaires, you know, they're not going to come in and sit down with Dave Sullivan, are they, when he's been there for 14 years? They know he ain't going to step aside.
No.
So
No.
I'm not too sure about us finding this 25%. You know, Kretinsky has panned out exactly how a few of us thought it would, i.e. he's just here to be a shareholder. Nothing more. Don't want to own the club, don't want to run the club, whatever. He's looking long term. But the thing about Kretinsky is that long term's got to pay out, hasn't it?
Yes.
So it's quite funny that you know, long term to Kretinsky is 3 to 5 years probably. So that's coming up where he might be thinking time to push on and see if we can sell 50%, 100% of the club.
Yeah.
I think this is as good as, and then the other thing is as well is when Dave Sullivan bought the club, this is probably as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
These last 3-4 years. It ain't going to get better than this under his ownership. So he may think now's the time to skip Bowell and get on his toes, isn't it? Sorry, did I say? Sorry, I said that wrong. What I meant to say.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't at all.
Time for him to go on his holidays.
Yeah. Just go far away somewhere for some
That's it. Yeah.
inexplicable reason.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of fill the blanks in yourself.
Yeah.
Right, we have to change the tone now. Andrew Hall's up next. Evening, chaps. Tough weekend for me after my dad passed away.
Oh,
Going to the football with all my pals really helped me. I'd also thought he played very well at times. Still baffled by the substitution for Antonio. But apart from that and the VAR, a day that helped me a lot. Brady out. Andrew, you're lucky. When my dad passed away, it was the fucking Avron Grant season. I didn't get any relief. Sad news, though.
Yeah, that's sorry to hear that, Andrew.
Yeah.
That's sometimes though that can show the power of football, innit?
It does. You need the distraction.
There's been a few times in my life where, you know, you manage to go over there. Football has this way of you can switch off your life.
Yeah.
So when you get over there with everyone, you can forget the worst things that have been going on.
It should be a distraction. At times, I lose my rag at times because it's stopped being that at times. And I'll blame McCoward for that anyway. Next up, Dave Jones. Even all, pretty good performance on Sunday, spoiled by VAR again. My question is, when we play Villa, are all scarves half and half? Parade out. At least I did like the way that they kept they keep their kit traditions.
Yeah. Do you know what I've always thought? Why has no one ever done like an half and half scarf, but West Ham home and away? Do you not think there's a market there? You know, like to have half a West Ham scarf for the home kit and half the West Ham scarf for the away kit.
I suppose.
So you'd have like claret and
Reminiscent.
blue, and then white and claret
Remember the
and
old
blue.
ski hats that you had West Ham, and then you had
Yeah, I
like
had the Celtic one.
2/3 of it. You had the Celtic one. I only ever saw the Celtic one, to be honest.
Yeah. No, you
see
could
it?
get a range. My mates had the Rangers one.
Did they? I didn't see that one.
So I had the
would have wanted
Celtic
an
one.
Aberdeen, but I don't suppose that would have gone with the colour.
There was an Aberdeen one, I believe. Of course, I also cut the bobble off.
Oh yeah, yeah, do that.
So, if you look back, I wish, you know, that's one thing I think I wish I'd, for whatever reason, I never kept it. So I wish, but I'd imagine because it had the 2 points, didn't it? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have looked a bit silly, but obviously when I was like 15, you know, I was too old to have a bobble on me hat, so it had to go.
Mm.
But yeah, for McAvenny, that's got the Celtic one because he was a Celtic fan.
Oh right. Next up,
Wouldn't darken their doorstep now, but still,
no, absolutely not.
not for me.
No, I know what you mean. Gone right off them.
Yeah.
Next, Daniel McClelland. Oh no, hang on a minute. No, we've asked that one. Sorry,
Have we?
Daniel.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
that was
Daniel
the underrated player one. I don't
Oh, was
remember
it?
saying that name out.
Mm.
Right, evening. Next up, Joe Cassell. One of my faves is Joe. Evening,
Joe.
gents. Glad to see the voice of the people. Lenny's back. That's me, Nigel.
I gave it that.
Yeah, the voice of the people. If it's true that two players Moyes really wanted and insisted on were Ward-Prowse and Phillips, why is it they are both now not first 11 starters? Discuss. I agree with that. And this is something that he should be held accountable for, Moyes. That these two players, again, another more and more bad decisions. And they never felt like they were the right two signings for me. And there he is, realising after he tried it, you know, that people like me are right and he's wrong.
It is funny. That is a good point.
It is, isn't it?
That's, you know, that if Ward-Prowse, I mean, he's not been, you know, if you go hit or miss, I don't think he's been a miss. You know, he started fantastically.
Just doesn't fit in the team, really.
It just, yeah, it's just he's got lost somewhere along the way, hasn't he?
Mm.
I just think, where did he play with Southampton? More in the middle, wasn't it?
A bit like Noble, I remember.
But that's the thing. I don't see him as I never thought of him as a defensive midfield player.
No, he's not. But, you know, for Moyes, everyone is.
Well, but and Joe, I know Joe wanted to come and do the history tour. So
Oh, did he?
He did ask me. So Joe, that will be happening in early May.
Early May.
May.
Have you got many bookings for it yet?
I've got 2 already.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
So I'm not.
You'll have more
I'm
now. Once we told them.
Yeah. So
early
once,
May,
yeah.
anyone.
So early May. Early May.
We'll have to get Ian from E13 on the podcast. He's organising a charity match between West Ham
Yes, I see this at Dagenham.
and Dagenham. Yeah, he's been in the pipeline for a while. He's been working hard behind the scenes. We let the international break get underway.
I used to like them games. I used to go to them. I've got a great photograph of me and Frankie McAvenny at one of them, at one of these charity do's years ago, and it was quite funny because the woman standing next to him was my bank manager.
Oh,
And
right.
it weren't until I got the photo developed, and I went into Barclays Bank. She was my business account manager. And I showed her the photograph, and she laughed. She went, "I didn't see you there." I went, "No, neither did I. Didn't see you there." But she
Was it
one side
Upton
of the fact of me.
Park?
No. It was it was a charity game. It was. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it was like Ilford or something. You know, it was like on a playing
Yeah.
fields.
Yeah.
And I just tapped him on the shoulder, went, "Smile, Frank." He stood up, smiled, and I was standing next to him. My missus got the picture.
Cool.
I only went, actually, the only reason I went to the game was so I could get my photo done with McAvenny.
Really?
No,
How long
yeah.
ago was this?
It's got to be 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, really?
So mid-90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Anthony Collins. What did Nigel and Len find more annoying? VAR or Sean constantly coughing his way through the pod, all while mispronouncing every single name he mentions? Brady out. What do you think? It's a toughie, isn't it?
Not for me. There's one more thing more annoying than Sean coughing and spluttering.
Go on.
He's Sean interrupting you when
Oi,
he's had enough
oi,
of the conversation,
Oi!
Yeah.
Oi!
Yeah.
and he wants. Have
Oi!
you got him on a loop?
No, it's not me.
What do you mean
Yeah.
interrupting?
There you
do
go.
interrupt.
Just to
There
prove
you
my
go.
point.
All the time.
There you go. To interrupt
You
him
did
when
it
you're
3
talking.
times.
Anyway, my
to me in the
100-day
first
cough
one.
is gone. No more coughing.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
You're
You
back
back now,
on,
then,
Shawnee
are you?
Morning.
Well, sort of, yeah.
All right. Thanks
How you
for
getting
joining
on?
us.
How you getting on?
Yeah. We were
Alright.
just it was just getting to what was more annoying, and I definitely think you keep interrupting people
Yeah.
when they're talking is more annoying than you coughing and spluttering your way through.
Yeah,
a
I hope
podcast.
you saw the irony of me interrupting you, talking
Yeah, I
about me
gathered that.
interrupting.
Yes.
Michael Mack's up next, and he says, "No question, just glad Lenny's back." Thank you, Michael. See, I'm a man of the people.
Sycophant.
You're the voice of the people.
Voice of the people.
Sycophant.
Who? How could you? You'd know a fucking sycophant when you see one, wouldn't you, Sean?
Well, he wouldn't actually, because there ain't none.
Well, right. Next up, Jake Daniel, which is close to Jack Daniel Jake. Do the players need to be in a fucking straitjacket in order to score a goal? VAR out, Brady out.
Would
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Would his name be like Bourbon? Because he's not quite bourbon.
Right, I see, yeah. I got you there. Maybe there is a John Beam out there.
Is there? Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably, I imagine so.
There must be, isn't there? Surely.
Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah.
Of course there is. Do you know, I went to school with a David Hockney and a Paul Newman.
Oh wow.
Mm. I think there was a girl that had the famous name as well. And I worked with an Alice Cooper, who was a woman as well. Anyway, seriously digressing. I do apologise.
I actually did go to school with a girl called Teresa Green.
Really?
Yeah,
What's fucking wrong with people naming your kid that?
I don't know.
I used
Oh,
to
dear.
have a receptionist who was Alison Pratt, and she used to sign her name A. Pratt.
Hmm.
Oh, well.
My Aunt Rita's married someone called Brian Soul, and she's our soul.
There you go.
And this is our
I was
soul.
trying to think.
Fucking
Rita Soul.
great, is it?
How does that work? And then you're an arsehole. Another one, you, Sean.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. Next up is Neil Edwards. Evening, chaps. I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed watching us play. For now, we've done that one as well. I
done
thought
that.
I recognised that name. Next up is
Yeah.
Paul Ferrand. Thanks for the show, chaps. If the ball could splash a spare 150 million on the club, would you prefer they build a state-of-the-art training facility and pitches, or invest in the squad? What do you two think?
I would invest in the squad. I think
Yeah.
training can take place actually anywhere.
But if this Barleylands one comes through and you could bring the kids, the women, everybody all together in one purpose built, like, I don't know, like Cobham for Chelsea, wouldn't that pay dividends? I mean, now Chelsea's a factory of youth. Doesn't that actually give a return on investment down the way?
Yeah, I
Investing
think.
for the future?
Well, when you listen, Jay will say this. When you listen to the older players talk about their times as a youth and training on the pitches next to the pros, being called to join in, you do wonder if our youth are missing out on something.
Yes, they definitely are, aren't they?
I mean, imagine, the 15 or 16-year-old in our youth team watching Paqueta and training and then being called to play against him in a game, just to make the numbers up. Imagine what that'll do for that kid.
Boost, yeah.
Yeah, and they don't get that, do they?
No, they don't.
Who's the bloke that tells the story, Len, about Billy Bonds taking him, Bobby Moore, just stopping.
Smudger.
Well,
Smudger
was it Smudger and picked him up? No, it weren't. He took him out for a drink.
No, Tudders. No,
that's it.
Tony Tudden.
Tony Tudden.
Went out for a drink, of course, yeah.
As a kid, it didn't know Bobby Moore knew his name, and he stopped, says, "Come, let's go and have a drink," and took him down Stratford and had a drink. And you just got to listen to him talk and recant that story to show you what an effect it had on him. So, I think the youth are missing out in not being part of, in being separated. Definitely. The women, they can go anywhere.
I've got a question about the women, right? Mm-hmm. If like me and you, Nigel, we don't live in East London anymore. We live out of town.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking,
Well, I live east of London.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm clinging a bit there, but still.
If they've never played in London, the women, should we feel as West Ham fans obliged to support their ladies team over your local ladies team? You know what I'm saying? Should we feel like we should be?
This is my bugbear with it. And it's not just West Ham and anything where I think the ladies, especially think, why we play our own games at Dagenham, yeah?
Right.
Why aren't they called Dagenham ladies in?
Yeah. Because for so long they couldn't get the support of the club when they were West Ham ladies.
No, that's right. But they were West Ham ladies, and this is the thing I always thought was bonkers. The first time I went to watch West Ham ladies play, I went with my Tottenham mate. We was playing Spurs, and Julian Dix was the manager, and they were playing their own games at Averley.
Right.
And then you sit there and you think, well, is this West Ham?
Is it? That's what I mean, is it?
Look, it depends what West Ham is to you as such. Now, West Ham is not just a football club to me. West Ham was where I was born, and it's where I was brought up. It's a part of London that is as much part of me as the football club.
Yeah.
So, and therefore, I get that football clubs nowadays, have moved on, but football clubs were set up to represent the areas where they were formed. Hence why they were generally named after places, rather than just anywhere. Even Arsenal were called Woolwich Arsenal when they first started. Orient were Clapton Orient before they were Leyton Orient. So generally football clubs over here are names of where they come from. And just because you put a West Ham shirt, it don't make them, this may seem harsh, don't make them West Ham. And West Ham ladies, for me, should be playing in at least Newham. Because it is funny, because Upton Park weren't in West Ham as such, it was in East Ham. But it was only across the road. but they should be playing now.
Mm.
And you know,
But hang
it's the
on,
same-
hang on a minute. It's a
the same-
franchise.
No, it ain't.
Super-
No, fuck off. It ain't a franchise.
It is a franchise.
It ain't a franchise.
Women's Super League is a franchise. You pay to be in it. There's no relegation and promotion. You pay to be in it.
Shut up, you idiot. There is relegation.
Well,
there is promotion.
you pay. It's a franchise model. I promise
it
you.
ain't, Sean, because you get relegated. Yeah, Bristol Cities, no pun intended, will go down. We'll get relegated. Yeah? And
I
then
was
a
told
team
it
will
was a
come up.
franchise.
It's not a franchise. We paid a fee
to enter
jump.
it. Yeah.
Because we didn't.
So if that's
weren't-
not a franchise, I don't know what is.
No, that was they reorganised the league and we paid the entrance fee. They've now done it again because you have got basically an EFL for the women's, yeah, and there will be promotion. A team will come up and a team will go down. The thing about the women's, for me, I find disappointing as well, is it's just followed the same model. Yeah, we're just there to make up the numbers. The teams at the top, who are they? Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, and now Liverpool and Tottenham. That's, so what's the point? Where's the competition now? That's...
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Sorry to ask the question about the ladies thing.
Yeah, well, I see what you mean. We're one above relegation.
Yeah.
I didn't know
We're
that.
just making up the numbers.
We've got 12 points, but Bristol City's got 6.
Yeah.
Next up, Daryl Holly. And he says, "Evening all, hope you're all well. I felt like Jose Mourinho at full time and could say nothing as I was too angry. Zaniolo should have been off the field for a start, and I've started having toilet breaks during VAR when watching TV. No point watching people not do anything. I actually thought for once the ref may have the balls to make his own mind up. Anyway, Julian Dix has always been my favourite left back, probably me too, in the Prem, but Emerson is the closest challenger. Am I being over the top, or do you think Emerson has surpassed him recently? Is there someone else at left back who deserves the place? Fellas, is there?
think
I
it's a bit
will say,
harsh on-
Emerson hasn't gave me his putter like Julian did. What a fucking man.
But have you painted Emerson yet?
Not yet, no.
Well, I
Not
suppose
yet.
technically you did because he was in the team photo, wasn't he? When you
Yeah,
lifted the
you're
trophy.
right. Technically, I did, yeah.
Julian's on a
So-
lookout for a new manager role at the moment.
I thought he was going to say a new putter.
No.
Yeah. What? I mean,
Yeah, I know
that's
he
a
is,
bit
yeah.
harsh on Frank Lampard Senior at the start, but he probably didn't.
He
see him
said Premier
play.
League, though. He did.
All right.
Say Premier
Creswell,
League.
I think, has been a fantastic servant
Yeah,
to
good
this club.
servant. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to just put Emerson above him after 2 seasons is a bit harsh. Everything all right, I'm Sean?
Emerson, isn't
Yeah, getting there. You know.
Yeah, all right. Tell her to keep the noise down then in the background.
he? Yeah, we're fucking
That's
clearing
not-
out the
that's-
cupboards.
No, that's young Julia. She's got food tech tomorrow at school, and she's just
She is
getting all.
clearing out the cupboards. She's getting the whisk
She
out
is.
and
She's
everything. I can hear her.
she's getting ready to make a curry tomorrow in food tech. So
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Was she making it all from scratch?
yeah, from scratch. Yeah, lots of
My missus
spices
made a
and
lovely
herbs.
curry the other day. Absolutely lovely curry.
Yeah.
Better than any restaurant curry I've eaten.
Funny, mine are
It's
as
a
well.
chicken tikka masala from scratch. A lot of herbs and spices go into that. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
She
right.
needs
Tell her we're
more
not that
action.
interested, though, you.
Yeah, I know. Well, you started it.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway.
Tell her to get a pillar of rice and take the feathers out. Anyway.
Oh,
Daryl
dear.
Eds. Daryl Eds. By the way, finally checked out Lens Art earlier. Amazing. Thought when I can buy all 3 captains one, but then I saw so many other great ones. Great stuff. Come in your eyes. Thank you, Daryl. His question is, which is your favourite artwork of Len's? How about that?
Did you get him to ask this one?
No, it's there. It's right in front. I've never done. I'm a man of the people.
The favourite artwork of Len.
Favourite
Blimey.
artwork of mine.
That's a
Do you know what my
tough one.
favourite is? Actually, it depends what you
Go
say
on.
by favourite. I like my Maiden 80 that I spent like 80 hours on over Christmas. Have you seen my Maiden 80?
Yeah, I have with Dennis Stratton holding it, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
done well to get him to hold that. Where'd you find him?
He already follows me. He's been following me
does
for
he?
years. Years. West
Oh,
Ham
right.
fan.
Yeah, I know that. And who's the singer? Paul Diano,
Paul Diano and
Paul
Clive Burr on
Diano.
drums.
who I think is still
That's a proper
going.
East End
Paul
lineup.
Diano.
Yeah, he
Ma-
is. He's in a wheelchair now, poor sod.
Can I
Is
go
he?
first?
Yeah, go on, Sean.
Go on.
My favourite bit of art that is not the bit I
The
have
one with you
got.
in it is the one you're in.
Well, no, apart from the one you did for me, there you go, with Brady Al. And
Yeah.
apart from the one that you did of Declan Rice holding the cup, which is in my study, my
Yeah.
favourite bit of art is Chelsea fan gets knocked out. Although,
Yeah, it's gotta
really,
be,
it's
innit?
AFC Wimbledon fan gets knocked out.
Yeah. And it's actually my brother getting knocked out, really. It's a little
I
bit
thought
of
it was some bloke from EastEnders.
No, it was the bloke.
Wasn't it?
The
It
guy
didn't look
throwing
like
the punch is the guy that's dead now, Sean Locke.
Oh,
Looked
right.
like
That's
Sean
it.
Locke, didn't it?
Yeah.
Never geezer's my brother.
That went
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah.
I think that Alvarez one you did, which I think you did before he scored the goal, that you recently gave away.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That Caduce one,
Depends
I
what you
must
like,
admit.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who's the original Caduce going to?
It's gone to someone in America.
Oh, right. And you're
A
not.
lot of them go over the ocean.
Yeah. Did you give it away
Yeah.
or did you?
No, I sold
We
it.
didn't win, did we?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, that was sold. I'd sell a lot of them in the States. I think they sort of want something to remember from home, if that makes sense.
I thought it might go to Ghana.
No.
Okay.
No. Let's see who's up next. Dan Numbers. Always late is Dan. The VAR saga at the end gave Moyes an out over his declaration sub on 65 minutes. I actually think it was 61 minutes, that sub, which is a shockingly early substitute. And most people looking elsewhere. And has most people looking elsewhere. So what he's trying to say is the VAR was a distraction from the bad substitute. As soon as the opposition suss us out and we are not behind, we retreat like the opening credits to Dad's Army. It's cowardice in the face of the enemy. I want a manager who in that situation would try to counter what the opposition side has done to get back in it and not run away from the fight. It's not like we're playing Arsenal down to 10 men. Everyone out. That's Dan Numbers. That's his outlook, isn't it? Can't say I disagree, Dan. Next up, Gary Amour. Evening, chaps. Hope you're feeling better, Selene. I am tonight, thank you. Let's hope I'm still lucky tomorrow. Touching wood. VAR, what's the fucking point? Do you still celebrate goals? I find it hard to. Do you know I don't anymore? One of the reasons why I didn't go yesterday, I couldn't bear going in that state because I didn't feel that good, and I had a bad back as well because I've been dossing about. I couldn't bear scoring and not jumping up and applauding.
No, but do you know what? I applauded everyone 4 times. And do you know
you're already
what?
standing up, aren't you?
Well, true. But do you know what? I don't know. I actually recorded them, a few of them, the celebrations. But, we celebrated each one of them. And there's a telltale sign. It doesn't come up VAR, but actually, usually they start doing the replay. And if they don't start showing the replay of the goal, you know something's up. When they show, they put goal up, and then they put up the person's name. If they don't put the replay straight away, you know something's up. Plus, obviously, play doesn't continue and the ref's holding his ear. But you still celebrate them. The day I stop celebrating a goal going back in the back of the net is the day I give up football.
Okay.
You must have celebrated them, Nigel, no? At least 2 of the 3.
The
You
VAR
wouldn't better
goals,
see what
yeah.
happened anyway, though, would you?
Yeah. No, I
You got to celebrate them.
yeah,
Well, I mean, maybe right in the up there, you probably rise from your chair. I'm not sure you'd probably go mental.
I punched the air and or punch. Yeah, I'd
Punch Charlie.
whatever. No, Charlie wasn't here. No, it was
Father Chris. Punch Father
all
Chris.
No, Father Chris. You're talking Father John, but Father
Oh,
John
Father
had
John.
I think met up with Father Chris this week. So
Oh,
he
nice.
sends his
wow.
best wishes to Len and myself.
Oh, thank you very much.
Obviously, didn't mention you, Sean.
Oh, what a shame.
Gary adds
I'm a
also,
heathen.
also, why did it take 6 minutes to chalk off the goal at the end when I could see it hit an arm from the Bobby Moore upper? Well, you were at the right end, Gary. Anyway, on to the next joyless experience to be ruined by some wanker in a box miles away because Antonio's toenail is just past the centre back. Keep up the good work. VAR out along with him, and the other one. Quite bloody right. Let's see if we got any more.
I got one here.
Oh, go on, hit us with it.
I need to think because I think I forgot all about it last week, but it's Johnny Goodman. It says, "Hello Nigel, loved the question time last week. My questions this week is: where would you spend more of the transfer budget, attackers or defenders?" He then goes, "Do you think Kudus and Paqueta will be with us next season? Cheers, mate." And then he's put, "This is for you as well, Len. Don't forget the golf now the weather's changing." So he's offered us a game of golf, so we'll have to take him up on that.
Absolutely.
And sort that out. Once
I
the
bought a
season's
nice
over, John,
new
me and Lenny.
bag last year, orange for the.
John, let us know
week.
where's local to you, and then we'll decide that we'll go and play somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Somewhere's local to us.
Yeah,
Right.
let us know where you are, John, and we'll sort it out
We'll make you travel.
for in the May. Yeah,
I
we'll
think.
get down to you.
Which John is that, Nigel?
Johnny Goodman.
All right.
He's a
Not
good
John-
man.
Not John Parry, Ian's mate.
No,
He's a
I'm not sure
golfer.
he listens to us.
Are you not
I know
sure?
he is.
Are you sure you're not going to go and play golf with Trip Smith, Declan Rice,
No. And I don't hang about gentlemen clubs
James
either.
James Corden, and Mark Noble?
No.
Apparently, they create a nice 4-ball between them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did ask the senior source why Trip Smith was with Declan Rice, and they said because they're mates and they play golf together.
Oh.
But I'm sure you knew that already, Nigel. Not my story, by the way. The Sun and Daily Mail run it. They used the word secret meeting, not me.
So obviously, well, I think you did use it.
Well, only because I copied and pasted it.
Well, you know, as I've said before, you do have a decision to make. You could not make it.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing, right?
Go on.
I've known this all along, right? That post I did, which was just a copy and paste from the Sun, right, got about 100,000 views. When I actually said what the truth was from the senior source and said they're just mates and they play golf together, they got 15,000 views. So it just shows you, people don't want the truth. Truth is boring. Don't let the truth get away with a good story.
You got your 50p, Sean. So well done.
There you go.
It's not a
Elon
world I want
says
to live
thanks.
in where division gets given credit and there's a payoff for division. I come from an advertising generation where we said, let's all come together, enjoy a beer, all us geezers. And we were said to be the bad guys. Now you just sort of, people want to divide everyone and there's a payoff for it. It's why I don't like VAR being in an agency, you know. When there's a payoff for sort of...
Anywho, I've got to piece this all together.
Attackers or defenders? Where would you spend your money?
Yeah,
Attackers.
There was a question.
Attackers.
Yeah.
Defenders.
Attackers.
For me, I think.
Goals are fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd think we need to invest in some good defenders for this team. But then
Actually,
again,
that's what I think the problem's been conceding goals, not
Yeah.
scoring them.
I mean,
So
in the best possible way, Zuma needs a place in, doesn't he? And
Well,
but then again,
so will
at the end of the
Bonner.
season, so will Paqueta and Kudus probably.
Kudus. You think they're both off, do you, next season?
Could be.
Yeah.
If the money comes in for them, 80 million each, 160 million in the bank, probably they'll both be off. 85
We
for
have to get that money away from
Paquetá.
Moyes' time.
Well, you said
Not get
reckon
money
he's
away
not
from
being
Moyes.
signed again. Everybody told me that I'm wrong, that he won't sign. I've said
Well, that's a great way of keeping away from the money, isn't it?
what?
Not signing another contract.
All right. We'll
Leave
see.
it. In Timmy, we trust.
I say
Trust in
he
Timmy.
will still sign another contract.
All right. You got £100 on it.
I have. Yeah.
We'll see, Shawnee.
Charity bet. Do a lot of good
We'll
work
see,
for
Shawnee.
charity.
Are you
Do
ready
remember?
for the last question of the night?
Do remember
Go on.
that
Go on.
charity donations are tax deductible.
You don't have a company to run, do you?
Don't need to. I can put it on my tax return.
Okay. Fair enough. That's true. That's very true. Are you ready for the last question
Yeah.
of the night?
Yeah, go on.
I've got a
Right.
quick thing before you do
Go
that.
on.
Just England goals, whatever. So we've scored. We've scored 45 goals. Yeah. Which is 2 less than what we scored 2 seasons ago when we finished 7th at the same time of the season. So, but we'd conceded a lot less back then. So the problem's been at the back, not at the front.
I think so.
Talking of that,
Go
how are you
on.
getting on with your hat trick list? How many are you up to?
I've
You
done it.
spoke
Done
to
a
that
lot.
while you were.
Yeah, while you was
all
away.
done.
All
While
right.
you
How
was
many?
away.
How many? How many
Yeah.
what? How many West Ham players have got
Yeah.
hat tricks? 73.
Ah, I got up to 40. 73.
73.
Have you written a published an article yet, or when's it coming out?
No, I've got it. I've built my spreadsheet, so
Yeah.
I've got a list of every player's records, and then I've got a separate list of every hat trick,
Excellent.
home and
Publish it.
away,
Publish
the
it.
dates, and yeah. So yeah, we spoke. I think we said that Vic Watson scored the most, 14 hat tricks. 11 of which was 3 goals, 2 of which were 4 goals, and 1 6 goal.
Mm.
And next in line was Jeff Hurst,
Yeah.
who hit 19.
Wow.
9, sorry.
I was going to say it can't be 19 because
Yeah,
the
19.
other one
He
got
hit
14.
9, which 6 were hat tricks, 2 4s, and then 1 6 as well.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Look forward to
I
it.
mean, just a quick thing, yeah. So this decade, I think we've only scored. So there's been 144 hat tricks scored by the 73 players. Yeah. So, but this decade, where I don't even think we're averaging. We've got, so this decade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. 10. Not this decade, sorry. This century, only 10.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You know when we started recording this at 7 o'clock,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
10 now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've had to cut the breaks, haven't we?
I know.
One more
I've got to
question,
edit it
yeah.
all together. Go on. Last question.
Yeah.
Right, last question, and it's from the becoming regular, but ever so mysterious, Ballon Dawson. Who do you
Oh.
think he is?
Craig
What,
Dawson.
Nick Killington?
It's
Do you
Craig
think
Dawson.
it's Nick Killington? Nah.
Do you
Do
think it's
Nick
Nick?
Killington?
Yeah, go
I
on.
do, actually, yeah.
Right, well, Ballon Dawson says, please can Sean pass on my best regards and thanks to Brady. Having watched and learnt from The Apprentice, I decided to take up the generous offer of 4 extra tickets and flog them to my American tourists. It will be their first game. This will pay for my beers and dodge these hobbies in Deutschland. Brady in Uber aber les.
There you go.
I did like the cat of his chin.
Well, hang on. Where's the question?
Don't have to question. He mentioned does his hobbies. That's enough. Isn't it?
Okay. All right. Anywho,
Can you pass on his best regards, though, Sean?
I will do.
Right.
After she's going, out, just to be clear, the official stance is she has not been in the Middle East. She's been busy
Why
going
did you
to
tell us
football
something
matches.
different?
And, well, no, I'm just saying. That's what the club told me. She's not been to the Middle East. No, they didn't actually. They just said, "Oh, what are you talking about?" She was at game, and she was at Premier League game. Didn't actually say she wasn't in the Middle East. She's going to earn a big fat bonus if she does find a.
Don't tell us what the amount is. Don't care. Like, she should be doing that anyway, really.
I know. What's our next game? Is it the Spurs game, or is it Newcastle?
No, we got Newcastle.
Just in case we don't record, predictions for Newcastle quickly, Nigel?
A good time will be had by all.
Okay. I don't know what that
We
is.
are more away.
Len,
We're away, aren't
Friday
we?
night,
Away.
I'm down the quayside.
You're up there, aren't you?
Whee!
Oh, you're away for Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
What do you say, Len?
It's not a great hunting ground for us, is it?
It's not, is it?
I'll say a draw.
I'll go for
2-2.
1-0 win.
Desmond.
You never know. Nigel obviously just will be too out of it on Sniff or whatever to watch the game.
Oh, that's nice, that is. He don't seem the type, if you ask me.
No, he
Nigel.
doesn't. I know
Fucking
that, actually. I
powder.
know that enough about... everybody else will be the only person not on it.
I think it was Sting that said that cocaine is God's way of telling people they've got too much money.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Sting
there
said
is
that, did he?
that culture with football
think-
that a lot of people are on the Sniff, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't
Yeah.
get it. Then again, I'm not really
Especially
a
in
big
that stadium.
boozer. Well, I don't know. Perhaps some might say different, but
Anywho.
a big boozer at football. I think we'll win. Actually, funny
Oh,
enough.
do you?
Yeah.
Say it then.
2-1.
Okay,
Mm.
cool.
Could be bad
And
times
then-
for old, what's his name? If he loses
Because
another
can I
game.
just point out that if we're doing a Newcastle game,
Yeah,
it's a bank holiday Monday.
right.
Yeah. So you know what it's like getting them out on a bank holiday to record,
Yeah.
and then on the Tuesday night we got Spurs.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So I might as well do the Spurs prediction while I'm here, just in
Oh,
case.
go on. Spurs prediction.
I think it'll be a draw.
All right. I'll go 1-0 again. Win. Len?
After watching them against Fulham, I think we beat them. I really don't know what happened there.
Are you going to come
So,
to the game on Tuesday
I'm
night?
hoping so. I ain't been for fucking ages.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Good.
I'm touching wood desperately.
Excellent.
Fucking 'em up and then,
It's better than touching cloth.
exactly. Which you'd think I'd be doing now, but I've 3.5 hours into a podcast, but I'm alright.
Yeah.
It just goes through me like fucking grass for a goose.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
anywho.
it. That's-
I've been Sean. Nigel has been.
I'm in my shed.
And Len has been.
We didn't have the questions.
Come on, you irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.